ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ। PTN 24 ਚੈਨਲ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ-ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹੋਸਟ ਹਰਦਿਆਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਚੀਤਾ ਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਸ਼ੁੱਕਰਵਾਰ ਵਾਲੇ ਦਿਨ ਆਪਾਂ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਆਪਣੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਲੋਕ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੋ ਗਏ ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕਚਹਿਰੀ ਵਿੱਚ। ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਆਪਣੇ ਜੋ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਲੇ ਦੁਆਲੇ ਦੀਆਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਲੇ ਦੁਆਲੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ ਆਪਣੀ ਰੋਜ਼ਮਰਾ ਦੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀ ਭਵਿੱਖ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਸੰਬੰਧਿਤ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ। ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ, ਨਮਸਕਾਰ, ਆਦਾਬ। ਅਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਆਪ ਜੀ ਨੂੰ ਪਤਾ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਆਪਾਂ ਹਰ ਸ਼ੁੱਕਰਵਾਰ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਵੇਂ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਨਵਾਂ ਟੌਪਿਕ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਹਾਜ਼ਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਅਤੇ ਅੱਜ ਜੋ ਸਾਡੇ ਮਹਿਮਾਨ ਆਏ ਨੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਵਿੱਚ, ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਤਾਰਫ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਕਰਾ ਦੇਵਾਂ ਕਿ ਸਾਡੇ ਭੈਣ ਜੀ ਭੁਪਿੰਦਰ ਸੰਘੇੜਾ ਜੀ ਅਤੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਰੂਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਸਿੱਧੂ ਜੀ ਆਏ ਨੇ। ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਕਰਦਾ ਹਾਂ। ਰੂਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ। ਭੈਣ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਜੀ ਆਇਆਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੀ। ਠੀਕ ਹੈ।
PTN 24 ਚੈਨਲ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਿਆਰ ਭਰੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ। ਅਸੀਂ ਅੱਜ ਐਕੋਸਿੱਖ ਆਰਗੇਨਾਈਜੇਸ਼ਨ ਬਾਰੇ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਮੈਂ ਰੂਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੁਲਾਓ।
ਸਤਿ ਸ਼੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ ਜੀ। Rup Sidhu, President EcoSIC, and I just want to say thank you to PTN 24 for having us here.
ਜੀ ਵੈਲਕਮ ਜੀ। ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕਿ ਰੂਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਜੋ EcoSIC ਜੋ ਇੰਟਰਨੈਸ਼ਨਲ EcoSIC ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਉਹਦੇ CEO ਨੇ, ਇੱਥੇ ਦੇ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੀਡੈਂਟ ਨੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਚੈਪਟਰ ਦੇ। ਅਤੇ ਜੋ ਇਹ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਕਾਰਜ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ, ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਜੋ ਆਪਾਂ 550 ਸਾਲਾ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦਾ 550 ਸਾਲਾ ਜਨਮ ਪੁਰਬ ਮਨਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ, ਇਸ ਸਾਲ ਦੇ ਇਸ ਟਾਰਗੇਟ ਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਕਾਰਜ ਆਰੰਭਿਆ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਟੀਚਾ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਇਹ ਇੱਥੇ ਆਏ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਆ, ਸਾਰੇ ਵੱਖ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ 'ਤੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਫੈਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ। ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੀ ਕਾਰਜ ਆ, ਇਹ ਕੀ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ, ਇਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਪੁੱਛਾਂਗੇ। ਜੀ ਰੂਪ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਥੋੜ੍ਹੀ ਇੰਟਰੋਡਕਸ਼ਨ ਦਿਓ। ਕਦੋਂ ਇਹ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਐਸਟੈਬਲਿਸ਼ ਹੋਈ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਦੋਂ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਹੋਏ, when you involved and joined this institution, and now what's going on?
Yeah, so EcoSIC globally started in 2009 from the Alliance in Religion Conservation with Prince Philip and also with General Ban Ki-moon's UN development program. Out of there, they brought all the faith leaders from the environmental side to one conference in Europe. And then they all went back to their respective faiths and started some sort of program with climate action. So that's how EcoSIC had started in India, in Punjab, and in the US through Dr. Rajwant Singh, really good humanitarian, very well known, working on the Guru Nanak documentary in the US that's going to get broadcast over 200 channels across the United States, and we're going to bring it up to here in Canada too and promote that just for everybody to see. But out of that, a target for 1 million trees for Sikhs to plant globally at that time. It took a little bit of time to promote, but now it's caught up so vast across the world. There's people in England running this program, Punjab, the US, Canada, multiple other countries and continents across the world. So it's really taking off. EcoSIC Canada started in June. We started with a little over
June this year, 2019.
Hanji. So we started very slow because the planting season ended at the end of June. So during the months of July and August, we did a ceremonial tree planting in honor of Guru Nanak Dev Ji to mark some respect and planting a Canadian maple tree at Black Creek Pioneer Village, which actually showed the message of the place where the first immigrants came to Canada is where we planted the tree for Guru Nanak Dev Ji. So it tells a good story, and kids go there every year. When every kid that's in school in the Toronto area goes right past the Guru Nanak Dev Ji tree now and the plaque, so they get to see it. But we had committed to planting 55,000 trees with our partnerships with Forest Ontario, basically Trees Canada, Carter Valley Conservation, Toronto Region Conservation Authority, Rideau Valley, all the conservation authorities across Canada to plant 55,000 trees by Sikhs in the Sikh community by 2021. So what happened next, we were amazed, emotional, surprised, happy, was the entire Sikh community across Canada has expressed interest in this. And that's our goal. Right, is to bring the community together. Right, for the common good of Akal Purkh. Right, we're all a part of that same balance, that same energy. So it's our responsibility to take care of the earth, and I think all the Sikhs are honoring Guruji, Guru Nanak Dev Ji, during his 550th Gurpurab. So by planting 550 trees throughout Canada. So we've seen the Guru Nanak Free Kitchen out in BC, also with the Guru Singh Sabha and the city of Surrey have come together there as well. We're doing with the city of Brampton, Councillor Harkirat Singh, Councillor Gurpreet Singh as well, and also the mayor of Brampton is contributing to that. And then we have Councillor Parmar out in Oakville, along with Councillor Gettings, and the Oakville city is actually doing a 550 planting on November 9th as well. Okay. We're working with the Ontario Gurdwara Committee on a number of these 3 events with Khalsa Aid, registering volunteers, the Langar and Seva group as well. So everyone's coming together. Not to mention out in Scarborough on the east end, we're working with Scarborough Gurdwara and the Ontario Gurdwara Council to do a lot of tree planting out there, 550 events. So amongst all the Sikh communities, it's beautiful. Traditionally, the Sikh community very strong together, right? And we can do good things. And this is a story that, the media, the Canadians can not only see what Sikhs are doing in a positive way, but it's also how we're really making a difference in the climate change battle, which is first and foremost right now, and it's a very real concern for our children.
So, Roop, it's serving basically 2 big purposes to doing eco-Sikh. One is climate change. Outside is we are global warming we are facing, and
pollution,
water pollution, all those things. And the second thing is we are bringing all the Sikh community all over the world together to doing this. It's a great cause, and it's a beautiful event, and we are getting a lot of support. It's
absolutely
yes.
And I think the other thing is it's also honoring Guru Nanak Dev Ji's 550th Gurpurab, right?
Yes.
And I think that
this is also a way to give tribute to Guru Nanak Dev Ji.
Guru Nanak Dev Ji, but Guruji in general, right? Just because this is all his creation. So it's our responsibility to take care and restore balance to a world that's in dark times right now, in trouble right now. But also our kids, right? You have children, grandchildren, right? It's their future, right? We may not be here when the times get tough, but if we don't do it now, then who's going to do it? And I have 3 little ones under 10, and I want to make sure that their future is bright. And if I stand here and don't make an effort, then I'm not doing a good parenting job.
And we did Mississauga. I participate in Mississauga conservation area where we did 150 trees that day, and we had a member of parliament came 200, sorry, not 150, 200 trees, and we had a member of parliament came. They are all parties: Green Party, Liberal Party, Conservative Party.
They everybody participate.
Everybody participate, and Roop got a very good point. It's for our future generation. It's what we are building right now. We have to teach our religion. We have to make them know how our gurus were so great, and putting Sikh community together.
Even ਇੰਨੇ ਸਾਲ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਫੋਕਸ ਇੰਨੀ ਅਵੇਅਰਨੈਸ ਲਿਆਉਣ ਨੂੰ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਪ੍ਰਦੂਸ਼ਣ ਨਾ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ। ਜੀ ਸੈਕੰਡ ਰੂਪ ਸਿੰਘ, ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਜਸਟ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਇਹ ਮੋਟੀਵੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਮਿਲੀ, ਜਾਂ ਮਤਲਬ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਵੇਂ ਆਉਣ ਦਾ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਇਸ ਸੰਸਥਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ?
So
ਕਿੱਥੋਂ ਪ੍ਰੇਰਣਾ ਮਿਲੀ?
So I've always been very interested in taking on seva, any seva initiatives. So I like to provide the service, part of our religion and what we should be doing, living in Dharam, right, doing the right thing. But with my kids, my daughter, she asked me one day, what's going to happen with climate change? And I didn't have a good answer for her, right? So I kind of thought about it, and I saw always following Dr. Rajwan Singh Ji and the EcoSick plan and all the postings all over the world over the last few years. So I reached out to him and said, can I help with 1 or 2 events in Canada?
So did you visit in India or not?
No. Dr. Rajwan Singh is based out of the United States.
Okay.
He's done work with Barack Obama, with George Bush, with Bill Clinton in raising education about the Sikh community.
Okay.
So when there were senseless killings during 9/11, it was Dr. Rajwan Singh's group that helped educate Americans with like the presidents and their approval to run a program. So now he's done a lot of great humanitarian work, but also education work. And that's what we're trying to emulate up here in Canada too, is not just use this as a platform to show that we're supporting climate change, but it's also a platform for us to go to mainstream media, talk about what is Sikhism, right? Who are we?
Yes.
Who's Guru Nanak? Right? Nobody ever knows Jesus. Everybody knows, like Muhammad. People know, Krishna. But how many people in Canada actually know Guru Nanak that are not Sikh, right? So it gives us an opportunity to educate Canadians on what we believe, and we believe in all the right things on how human beings should really be. Just dharam, right? Remembering God's name, singing God's hymns, right? And just providing service to humanity. Right, those are 3 core principles. Very simple, but I don't know if many people know about Sikhism. Right, they have perceptions, so
you're right.
It gives us an idea to, or a chance to change that.
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਤੱਕ ਆਪਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਜਾਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਿੱਖ ਧਰਮ ਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਦੱਸਣ ਦਾ ਦੂਜੇ ਤੱਕ ਅਪਰੋਚ ਕਰਨ ਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਵਧੀਆ ਢੰਗ ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਵਧੀਆ ਢੰਗ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਇਫੈਕਟਿਵ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਜੀ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਹ ਇੰਤਜ਼ਾਮ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਦੋਂ ਪਲਾਂਟੇਸ਼ਨ ਕਰਨੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਪਰਮਿਸ਼ਨ ਲੈਣੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਕੋਈ ਪਾਰਟਿਕੂਲਰ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੇਅਰ ਟੂ ਪਲਾਂਟ ਦਾ
so there's a number of different ways we could do it. Just we work with partners, conservation partners. So they usually have the lands that you could plant the trees at. But then cities, politicians, they can also kind of work within their budgets because there's mandates to do certain projects like this. So we've had good sponsorship from a lot of Sikh politicians that have worked in council at the municipal level, but also at kind of a provincial or federal level too. So we've had some good engagement, a lot of attendance from people because it is top of mind, and a lot of people that are in a place of power have the ability to make change happen as well. So we've been getting engaged with them and showing them what we're doing, and you can see who's really genuine about it, and you can see that with the Brampton event, with the Oakville event, right? And also the community, everybody really wants to get involved, but that's how we get the sites, and then there's obviously costs involved, right? Which is EcoSick, we're heavily engaged with fundraising. Right, so people can donate by going to ecosick.ca to make a donation. We're in the midst of charitable application being approved, so it should be approved in no time. But certainly, we can't operate without donations from the community. So people have been gracious so far to help fund us. But we have the procurement, I guess, opportunities being with the conservation. We have those kinds of set up through a partnership that we get some pretty good concessions from them in order to go ahead. So it makes it a little bit more feasible for us to have these operations or these events across Canada because we have those networks now in place, right? But the avenue is certainly from funding, which we're going for government grants and so forth come 2020.
The other thing is like we get this promotion from PT
Yes, absolutely.
or radio channels, TV channels, and they come over there, they record our program, they give us a promotion, and putting our word all over the world. So we really appreciate all the Punjabi media whoever help us
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਤੁਰੇ ਆ ਸਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਬੀਇੰਗ ਸਿੱਖ ਸਾਡਾ ਜੀ ਬੀਇੰਗ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਆਫ ਲਾਈਕ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਸੇ ਸਮਾਜ ਵਿੱਚ ਰਹੇ ਸੋਸਾਇਟੀ ਦੇ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਸਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਇੱਕ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਇੱਕ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਜੋ ਪੋਲਿਊਸ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਰੋਕਣ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਸਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਯੋਗਦਾਨ ਪਾਈਏ ਇਹ ਉਸੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਸਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਫਰਜ਼ ਬਣਦਾ ਕਿ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ ਕੀਤਾ ਜਾਵੇ ਸੋ ਇਸ ਗੱਲ ਨੂੰ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਸਮਝਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ
as Roop said, like basically it's educating our kids about not just religion, about climate, and keeping them busy too, because these days new technology gets set on iPad, phone, all those things. So taking them in the park when we had an event. I take my grandchildren, he take his kids, and grandparents come. So it's getting one way we are doing this thing, one way we are getting all the families, all the kids out and involved in that activity.
And it is something fun for all ages, right? We have people that are 80, 85 years old out there, When it comes to seva in the name of Guru Nanak Dev Ji, people come out, right? All ages, and they work. But the kids, my daughter's 3 years old and she plants trees out there too. So how often do you get, I guess in our community it's a little bit different because, how we've always asked the question, how do we educate the young people on our culture? Right? How do we keep them ingrained in Sikhism? And Gurdwara has tried for years. There's the generation gaps, hard to relate, but this is something that everyone can come together, and it's a message that's part of Sikhi,
Yeah.
Right. So it's a fun way to educate people, but to come out as a family and do something positive.
ठीक है रूप जी मैं पूछना चाहता नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हाउ many events you want to arrange in 1 year or
as many as we can.
Okay.
Right. But
so now
for this
which
year,
is the forthcoming?
Yeah, so forthcoming, we have an event this weekend on Sunday, October 6th, at Pickering Golf Club. We'll be doing Guru Nanak 550 there. We'll be doing another event on the 19th. Guru Nanak Free Kitchen is heading that in Surrey, BC. All these events are listed on ecosikh.ca on the first page. You can see all the upcoming events, register if you want to volunteer or come down.
We are doing one event on October 26th in Brampton.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes.
26th in Brampton.
Yes.
Is the Clearville Conservation area. Again, Khalsa Aid will be there. Also with Ontario Gurdwara Committee, right? Also with those two groups, we're doing the City of Brampton on November the 2nd at Gore Meadow Park. We're doing the City of Oakville as well at Shell Park on the 9th of November. And of course for the people that live on the east side, so eastern Toronto, in Scarborough, Durham region, all that area, we work with Scarborough Gurdwara and the Ontario Gurdwara Council for an event at Morningside Creek, part of a restoration project, which is pretty meaningful on that side. And that's another 550 trees that we'll be planting with the community over there on November 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so each event runs for about 4 hours, and we try and get about anywhere from 100 to 200 people to come out and plant. So it's not too much effort. It's more fun, and it's good community getting everyone together, right? So plant 4 trees takes you 20 minutes.
It's a good fun, it's a good exercise, and it's a getting family out there in the park, in the fresh air.
ਅੱਛਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਉਹ ਆਪਾਂ ਪਲਾਂਟ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਨੇ ਆ ਦਰਖਤ ਹਾਲਾਂਕਿ ਉਹ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਖਾਸ ਇੱਕ ਕੈਟਾਗਰੀ ਹੈ ਪਲਾਂਟਸ ਦੀ ਜਾਂ ਜਨਰਲੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਉਹ
Yeah, so that's why we work with the conservation authorities, right? So so if we go and we plant the wrong trees or the wrong shrubs, right, it could cause disaster, right? You could have invasive species. You could have plants that will die, right? May cause some sort of problems. But they go there and they assess the land, and then they tell us what trees to plant there. And then we kind of go over that. So there's some areas that may have some, like a lot more shrubs, right? Because the shrubs have deep roots. So near the creeks, to restore, you want all that, flooding. It helps stop the flooding because shrubs have deep roots, so when the water goes underneath, it absorbs a lot of the water, so it doesn't flood the rivers. But then the other thing is with that is if the water does go through, the roots help purify the water of pollutants, so it cleanses the water too. And plus all the animal life that's there, right? You want a good habitat that they can have some homes and so forth.
So basically, to answer your question, as Roop said, those trees will be planted. They really investigate, and then the plant we put, it's approved and it's a good plant.
Exactly.
It doesn't kill the species.
ਹਾਂਜੀ ਦੂਸਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਹੋਰ ਸੀ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਕੁ ਦੇਰ ਜੇ ਇੱਕ ਸਪੋਜ਼ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਪਲਾਂਟ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਨੇ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਦਰਖਤ ਇੱਕ ਪਲਾਂਟ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਨੇ ਹੁਣ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਕੁ ਦੇਰ ਉਹਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੀਜ਼ਰਵ ਜਾਂ ਆਪਾਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਨਿਗਾਹ ਰੱਖਣੀ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਜਾਂ ਉਹਦੀ ਪਾਲਣ ਪੋਸ਼ਣ ਵਾਸਤੇ almost how much time we will have to watch that one growing up or just we plant and it starts growing?
Most of it is native to that area, so they do grow. The conservation areas come back, a couple days, weeks later. They water it just to keep an eye on it. They tag them all too, so that they're there. Part of the Guru Nanak 550 tree planting project initiative, which is an eco-sick initiative, and it's great to see everybody jump on it globally. And we actually have a geotag app from ecosick.org. You go to the Guru Nanak 550 or you come to our site and you get a link to the app. It's an Android app, and you could tag the forest as a Guru Nanak 550 forest too.
Wow.
So it's but back to your question with they're native. The trees will grow in that area, and the beautiful thing about that too is I had a young boy 3 months ago. Great day. So 2 days later, I was planting trees. Now I take him back every year and see how big they are. They grow with the kids, right?
With the sun.
Yeah, so it's like a family event, right? We could even have people expressing interest as sponsors, right? So say it's the Sangira Family Day, right? Honoring, you know, their Naniji or some of that. And they'll all go there and they'll plant a whole 550 tree forest in honor of somebody that they miss in their family or somebody that they love that's, you know, respected or they want to honor. So that's something that we work with family groups and people that want to get involved that way too. And even in honor trees. So.
And how about the minimum sponsorship?
Yeah.
Anything.
Anything. Yeah.
It starts from.
Yeah, just anything you guys want. Anyone wants to give. We don't want to ask necessarily, right? But you know, people that want to get involved, you know, that's a way to get involved. If they want to be a partner and try and, you know, organize events or help organize groups to come down and plant trees, that's another way. You could just help plant on a given day. You could sponsor. You know, you could even sponsor if you have a restaurant or something like that. You can donate samosas or food to planters on
like
planting
anything,
events.
Small thing to bigger thing. We do need money to get plants.
But
ਸਾਨੂੰ ਪੈਸੇ ਵੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੇ ਆ ਪਰ ਇਹ ਸਿਰਫ ਇਹ ਪੈਸਿਆਂ ਦੀ ਖਾਤਰ ਨਹੀਂਗਾ but it's a good cause like people can when we go have an activity people can sponsor food, people can bring sandwiches, people can even donate, you know, nuts, healthy food, and people can come and they can sponsor the plant. You know, like as Roop said, Nani de na, Dadi de na, ਕਿਸੇ special ਬੱਚੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਂ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਆਪਾਂ, you know, we don't know circumstances. Sometimes we lose our kids due to some other reasons, right? So you can do anything. Like sometimes, you know, you lose kids because of accident, all those things. So donation is like, it's not just donation money. It's like helping this organization any way. So we are welcome everyone to do anything.
It's a
and they can sponsor trees. It's a seva.
Yeah, it's a seva. That's it. In order to do better seva, we need volunteers, right? We need resources, right? And partnerships. So with EcoSick, we got three things that we try and do. We try to educate, educate our community, educate Canadians, educate everybody, and then we want to have partnerships. So partnerships with Gurdwara committees, partnerships with, you know, politicians, conservation, the community leaders, right? And then the last one is action or participation, right? So you can educate people, then they'll participate, but the thing that gets most people involved is the partnerships. That's the bridge between education and getting people out participating. So that's kind of our mandate is to really get out and get everyone aware. And the Sikh community too is, you know, with our community, we're so good at rallying behind each other for good causes, right? So I think when everybody kind of understands what we're doing, everybody's going to want to get involved. And with a target of 55,000 trees, there's over 500,000 Canadians, Sikhs in Canada. So if, you know, 10% of those people actually plant one tree, it's a pretty attainable target in a year, right?
Yeah, we
so
can achieve that target.
Yeah, so whether you want to plant a tree or if you can't plant a tree, you could donate and that'll pay for a tree, right? But it's a seva. We're just trying to give back to the environment, trying to honor our gurus and also implement our gurus' teachings, right? Which is basically exactly what the world needs right now. Right?
Teaching not just you know, community putting together, teaching our kids. Because we are losing that touch to teaching our kids. You know, what we came from, what is our roots. So Sikhism is, you know, we have a roots, but if we don't teach our kids, you know, somewhere we're gonna get lost. So this is a really good organization, good cause. We are doing that.
Just I wanted to ask, how many members you have now in the Canadian chapter?
In the Canadian chapter, so we have a board of 5 people.
Okay.
But we have a number of volunteers and partnerships, right? So partnerships, we have so many Sikh groups. Actually, right now in Montreal, Dr. Rajwant Singh Ji is actually speaking at a Guru Nanak 550 event at McGill University. So that was going on this morning, and I think it continues tomorrow. So they're honoring Guru Nanak 550, and they've asked him to be a keynote speaker in honor of climate change and EcoSick and kind of that movement. So he's also, the whole EcoSick team across the world is huge, right? And there's a lot of people involved. But in Canada, 5 board members, but we have a number of volunteers and a lot of community partners and political partners and conservation partners as well.
Last is ਹੈ ਕਿ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਾਰਜ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਹੈ ਸਾਡੀ ਖਾਸ ਕਰਕੇ ਸਿੱਖ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਅਗਰੈਸਿਵ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਆਉਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਇੱਕ ਆਪਣਾ ਪਾਰਟ ਆ ਜੋ ਸਾਡਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਆ, ਸਾਡੇ ਗੁਰੂ ਨਾਨਕ ਦੇਵ ਜੀ ਦਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਆ, ਉਹ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਤੱਕ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਣ ਦਾ। ਟਾਈਮ ਅਸਲ 'ਚ ਥੋੜ੍ਹਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ, ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਕੀ ਸੁਨੇਹਾ ਦਿਓਗੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ, ਆਪਣੇ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ? What's your message?
Yeah, just we don't want anything from the Sikh community in Canada except for the Sikh community unity, right? And participation. When everyone comes out together, it's a beautiful message, for our community, for our young ones, but also the entire world, all Canada. When they see the news with Sikhs in the news, more often than not, it's not a positive message, right? So it's great to be able to tell a different story, right? Especially with something that's very, very top of mind right now and meaningful, right? You have to have purpose in order to be motivated, and that's something that I think all of us have. And I think when we go out there with our families or with our kids, we want our kids to ask why. Why are you doing this, right? And we can tell them it's not just for climate change, but talk about how Sikhism and what we believe in is why we're doing this for climate change, right? So doing the right thing, doing seva, right? Being all, or just I guess restoring balance to Akal Purkh, right? We're all part of that. When we disappear, we'll be part of that, right? We'll be reborn from that, and it's just.
ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਜੋ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਅਗਲੀਆਂ ਆਉਣ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਪੀੜ੍ਹੀਆਂ ਤੱਕ।
ਹਾਂਜੀ, ਅਸੀਂ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਫੁੱਲ ਟਾਈਮ ਜੌਬ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਵੋਲੰਟਰੀ ਵਰਕ, ਵੀ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਡੂ ਇਟ। ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਤੇ PTN 24 ਦਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਕਿ ਸਾਡਾ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੰਨੀ ਵੱਡੀ ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਨੂੰ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਣਾ, ਘਰ ਘਰ ਪਹੁੰਚਾਉਣਾ। ਸੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵੀ ਆਏ ਆਪਣਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਕੱਢ ਕੇ। ਟੂਬ ਸਿੰਘ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਭੈਣ ਜੀ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ ਜੀ। ਦਰਸ਼ਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਦਾ ਕਿ ਟਾਈਮ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਇੱਕ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਦਾ, ਆਪਾਂ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਬ੍ਰੇਕ ਤੋਂ ਬਾਅਦ। ਥੈਂਕ ਯੂ।